It's almost time to rally in the valley. But first, it's the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kenai, Alaska. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock for today's matchup between the Miners and the Peninsula Oilers. Last night, the Miners fell to the Oilers 9-6, and what was a pretty exciting game. A lot of runs scored, but the Miners left 10 batters on and just were not able to catch back up to beat the Oilers. And looking for a win tonight after kind of a rough going the past few games. On the mound for the Miners, Tyler Stubblefield, and on the mound for the Oilers, Dallas DeVries. And we've seen DeVries before when the Miners played the Oilers at Herman Brothers back in Palmer. And on the mound for the Miners, Tyler Stubblefield out of Texas A&M University, a very strong pitcher that has been very consistent, able to find that strike zone and throw consistent pitches, especially a lot of strikes with 22 strikeouts so far through 18 2/3 innings pitched. Has given up 5 hits, 3 runs, all 3 earned, and has only walked 6, has started 3 games and pitched 1 complete game back in a doubleheader with an ERA of 1.44 with a 2-0 record. So, Austin, looking forward into this game, what do you think? It's the batting side of things the Miners need a little, kind of to focus on, or is it the pitching and the defense?
Well, last night I think it was the bullpen. The bullpen didn't really seem to have it going. The bats, though, I mean, they did. They put up 6. They put up 6 runs, and when you put up 6 runs, that's usually it's not always good enough to get a win. Of course, last night it wasn't, but for the most part, that should perhaps be enough to get the win. But a couple of hard hit balls. They hit the ball well, but it was definitely more the pitching. Of course, they tied it up 6-6 late in the game, but not able to hold on to that. Of course, 2 of those runs, sort of courtesy of the Oilers' defense, they committed 3 errors. But I think it's the pitching, and I think Tyler Stubblefield is actually an excellent arm to go on the mound tonight, as the Miners will face, again, the Oilers, a very, very lefty-heavy lineup. Sandlin, Rubanowitz, and then Zarate, Thurman, and Rose. They're all lefties, and then Ethan McGill's a switch hitter, so that's good. Tyler Stubblefield really does a good job jamming those left-handed batters, and he is definitely who you want on the mound. Just trying to get back in that win column. The Miners have lost, 5 of their last 6?
Yeah,
I think it's 5 of their last 6. So this is definitely Matsu Miners baseball we're not used to seeing. But it seems like we sort of saw the bats come alive yesterday a little bit more. Cam Newell with a home run. And Cameron Frost seems to be back on the track a little bit, 2 for 5, he said. I said, do you feel like you're kind of back on track? And he goes, maybe a little bit. I said, you had 2 hits. And he goes, yeah, one of them was well hit. The other one, not exactly. So it seems like maybe the bats are making their way back, I guess, is just the best way to say it. But they need pitching. They really need a strong pitching performance. And they're familiar with Dallas DeVries, the lefty from Appalachian State. So a benefit for the Miners right there. And it seemed like the Oilers really struggled to hit Stubblefield last time, but the Miners certainly got to DeVries.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about those bats, Panachone was hitless last night. Newell with a home run and reached base 2 other times, was hit by a pitch and walked and scored a run. Loker, who we're seeing more in the lineup, he's in the lineup today playing out in left field. He had 2 singles and scored a run. Senzel had a hit and scored a run. Frost with a leadoff triple in the 2nd inning, scored a run off of that. And Mitchell now with 2 singles with an RBI, 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 RBI. Now was our player of the game, doing a pretty good job behind the plate. Also calling the game for Farindelli and the relievers. And, most of the time the Miners reached base, not on hits, but on walks and hit by pitches. They were hit by a pitch and walked quite a few times, but the relievers for the Oilers yesterday just did a great job. They, as a total, gave up 1 hit and 2 runs after Sean Mason was replaced by Ritchie, then 4 other relievers on the Oilers roster. And I just think that tonight it's going to be Stubblefield doing his thing on the mound, but it has to be the hitting. The Miners have to hit, and then once they get on base, they have to score. They had left 10 on yesterday and left quite a few on the past few days whenever they lose. That seems to be kind of the consistent issue looking at the box scores. So I think that that's maybe something to keep an eye on when there are runners on.
Yeah, I would agree. I think definitely leaving runners on, that is huge because, I mean, they're able to put the guys on, but they just can't find a way to get those runs in. When you leave guys on, those are runs right there that never cross the plate. And that's one of the reasons why they're really struggling here in conference play and kind of just struggling in the last week or so. That losing streak actually started, what's today? Today's Saturday, so I guess it was last Sunday. So not quite a week, but that was in game two. That's when it kind of started to go down from there. But, I guess maybe perhaps just going back home. They haven't really played a lot of home games since this started. I'm trying to remember the exact number. I think it's been trying to remember. Let's see. They played 2 last Sunday, then they played 2 on Tuesday. Whatever. I think I think being back home will certainly help. I think it's just a comfort zone in here. Uh, they've been on the road. There's been a lot going on, and I think this losing streak is getting to them. I think they're tired of it, and I think they're gonna find a way to bounce back. And I think the perfect pitcher is on the mound to do what he needs to do, and that's throw strikes, get guys out, jam those lefties, and let his defense do the work.
Yeah, and talking about the opposition, Dallas DeVries on the mound for the Oilers, 1-1 record through 24 innings pitched, has given up 22 hits, 7 runs, 5 of those were earned, 5 walks, 19 strikeouts, has started 4 games, no complete games, but with an ERA of 1.87. So kind of a similar stat line to Tyler Stubblefield, but Tyler Stubblefield seems to add a little something when he's in the game. It just seems like his team behind him and the infield especially just more relaxed. They always come to the mound. He kind of keeps their spirits up, keeps them relaxed, and that's just kind of the style of Stubblefield. That's just the kind of person he is. He's relaxed, always having fun. Just kind of keeps the moods up. Just always able to joke around and keep everyone happy. And I think that's another aspect that Stubblefield adds to the game that kind of gets overlooked unless you know that is kind of how Stubblefield is. And of course, we don't really know DeVries, and we don't know if that's his style also or what his style on the mound is. But that's just something that Stubblefield has shown, especially when with the delays at Mulcahy Field when he pitched against the Pilots. The whole infield was in there talking with him, joking around, keeping the spirits up, and I think that's an extra little side of the game that Stubblefield adds.
I also think that he tends to get a little nervous when he has runners on, and when he doesn't have runners on, he is just lights out. He's throwing strikes. He's throwing for speed. That fastball can probably hit around 90, 91, maybe 92 if he really is going to try to blow it past these hitters. But, I think that, again, he's just the guy to end this. It's like, hey, you know what? He gets a runner on. It's going to get in his head a little bit, I think. But, that's his teammates are so good at just coming off and coming around over to the mound and just saying, hey, you know what? Don't worry about these runners. We got it. Just focus on throwing strikes. And that's why this is such a good team. They all play for each other. And, they win together, they lose together, and they're going to find a way to snap out of this. And I really think today. Here we go again. Today is, I think that's that first time they're going to find a way to snap out of it. And then they got 2 games at home tomorrow.
And things are getting started here at Coral Seymour Memorial Park here in Kenai, and we will step aside and bring you the first pitch, and that'll be in about 6 or 7 minutes. Stay with us, and we'll take you into Coral Seymour Park. With championships in 2004, 2007, 2009, and 2010, the Miners are looking to bring a title back to the Mat-Su Valley.
This is the longest championship drought in 10 seasons.
8 former Miners selected in the 2014 MLB draft, and head coach Ben Taylor is back for another season of baseball in the Valley.
Here we go. Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
2-0 pitch swung on, lifted to center field. Charging is Frost. Frost makes a diving catch. What a play by the center fielder.
Sent out to deep right, going back is James Avant at the wall. He will watch it go.
High fly ball down the third base side, going back for it. It's at the wall. Smith rounds first, heads to second, and it's in there standing for a leadoff double.
Here's the pitch. Swing, a high fly ball out to deep left. Back goes Adam Manter. It's gone! A grand slam, and the Miners walk off with the win! Johnny Loker, welcome to the Valley!
And now, the voice of the Miners, Austin Pollock and Emma Tiedemann on the call right now.
Good evening and welcome inside Coral Seymour Park in Kenai, Alaska. Game 2 of a 2-game set between the Mat-Su Miners and the Peninsula Oilers. I'm Austin Pollock. Emma Tiedemann to my right. The Miners drop Game 1 9-6. Look to just get back in that win column here. They've lost 5 of their last 6. And tonight they send the tall left-hander Tyler Stubblefield from Texas A&M to the mound. He's going to try to get these guys back on track. For the Oilers, it's the lefty Dallas DeVries. And the Miners are familiar with DeVries, but the benefit for the Miners, the Oilers have a very lefty-heavy lineup against the lefty Tyler Stubblefield.
Yeah, I don't think that the Miners could have sent a better pitcher to the mound in this situation. Stubblefield, very solid pitcher. We've seen him very consistent through most of his starts, and against mostly lefty hitters on this Oilers team, I mean, this is just going to be a great matchup.
Paul Panicho making his way to the batter's box to start things against Dallas DeVries. Paul Panichon, then Cam Newell, Johnny Loker, Nick Senzel, Cameron Frost, Josh Meyer, Matt Decker, Nick Blazer, and Brandon Smith. And here's the first pitch from Dallas DeVries. It's a little outside for ball 1, and we're underway. Panichon checks in 322, no home runs, 11 RBIs. Comes the 1-0. In there, a called strike on the outside part of the plate. Fastball 1-1. Defense for the Oilers, Jordan Sanford at third, Miles Jones at short. Pitch from DeVries is outside, and it's 2-1. Alex Rubanowitz at second, Ethan McGill at first, Drake Zarate in left, Jake Sandlin in center, Josh Rose in right. Panichon swings and misses for strike 2. It's 2-2. And we talked about this yesterday. Panichon doesn't swing and miss a lot.
Panichon 0 for 5 yesterday.
2-2 pitch is low for ball 3. 3-2 a full count.
Panichon had 3 flyouts and 2 groundouts.
He's hit in 8 of his last 10 games. 3-2. Fly ball to right. Josh Rose moves a few steps and a few more to his left and has to go back a few steps, makes the catch for out number 1.
And it is a little windy here in Kenai, and I was talking to a couple of players during batting practice, and they were saying that the ball, if it's hit a fly ball, it kind of just dies. So we might not see a whole lot of home run balls. We might see some that we might think go deep, but just die and not make any distance.
I bring up Cam Newell, 415, 5 home runs, 23 RBIs. 1 for 3 with a home run and an RBI and 2 runs scored yesterday. Currently on a 5-game hitting streak. First pitch is in there for a called strike. He's 6 for 17 during this hit streak. Nick Thurman again doing the catching this afternoon for the lefty DeVries. Comes the 0-1. Slap foul over by the Miners' third base dugout. Miners with the green tops today. Oilers with the red and black writing and numbering. Comes the 0-2. Line foul over by the Miners' bullpen in left field. Still 0-2. Newell doesn't strike out a lot. 2 strikeouts and 65 at-bats.
He scored 2 runs yesterday against the Oilers with a home run and a walk.
0-2 in the dirt, stopped by Thurman. 1-2.
Newell also had a stolen base the 7th inning yesterday.
Lefty-lefty matchup. Newell has 5 doubles on the season. Base is empty. Panichone flew out to right to start things. 1-2 pitch from DeVries. Here it is. In the dirt. 2-2.
Center fielder Sandlin playing a little shallow, it looks like. And the entire outfield is kind of playing in.
Another bright day here in Kenai. 2-2 from DeVries. Fouled off again over by the Miners' dugout. Still 2-2.
It's about 60 degrees here. A little windy.
But very bright.
Sunny, yeah. It's beautiful.
Not a cloud in the sky, or maybe...
Well, there's some out there.
That's hard to see. 2-2, breaking ball up and in. 3-2, a full count. I guess where we are, there aren't many. Certainly not many at all. Mostly blue. 3-2 from DeVries. Called strike 3. Newell thought it was ball 4. And he certainly does not agree with the call. That's the first strikeout for Dallas DeVries, 2 away.
Newell was jogging down the first base side and got about a third of the way down, then realized that the umpire had called strike 3.
He certainly didn't agree with it, that's for sure. Brings up Johnny Loker from Stanford. Checks in 429, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs. First pitch from DeVries is a little up and away, ball 1. Johnny 2 for 5 with 2 strikeouts in yesterday's game. He was a designated hitter. 1-0 from DeVries. Swing and a miss by Loker, 1-1. See Johnny back in left field. I haven't seen him in left field in quite some time. 1-1 chopper to third over by Ben Taylor, the third base coach. And it's 1-2 on Loker. Nick Senzel on deck. DeVries steps off. Great crowd last night for the 4th of July. A little quiet right now. DeVries kicks. The 1-2. Little upstairs, 2-2. As we mentioned, DeVries from Appalachian State. Finished his freshman year. Pitch to Loker. Chases a fastball that gets in the dirt and goes to the backstop. Loker will reach first. That brings up Nick Senzel.
Number 13.
Now Loker chased one that was in the dirt, and it got right through the legs of the catcher Thurman. So Johnny reaches on the drop third strike. Here is Senzel. 1 for 4 yesterday. Checks in at 221, 3 homers, 13 RBIs. First pitch shows bunt, and drops it down, but foul. Senzel going with the high green socks today. Johnny Loker is on first with 2 away. DeVries sets. 1-2. Johnny Loker was off the base, and the catcher Thurman was going to throw down, but sort of that transition from the glove to his hand sort of just popped out of his hand. 0-2 on Senzel. Here's the pitch, breaking ball. Excuse me, that's strike 2. One and 2 on Senzel from Tennessee. Here's the pitch from DeVries, low and inside, 2-2. Senzel has scored at least 1 run in his last 3 games. Runner on first, Johnny Loker, 2 away. DeVries sets. Pitch to Senzel. Up and in ball 3, and Senzel works the count full after being down 0-2.
Saw that quite a bit in the first game yesterday against these Oilers. A lot of the Miners batters and a lot of the Oilers batters actually worked themselves back from an 0-2 count and just worked it full.
3-2 pitch. Here it is. Check swing. They're going to say he went. Second strikeout for Dallas DeVries. And the Miners leave a runner on. No runs, no hits, no errors, and one man left on. We head to the bottom of the second on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Miners leave a runner on in the top of the first inning. We start at the bottom of the first. Tyler Stubblefield out there to face Jake Sandlin, Alex Rubanowitz, and Miles Jones, 1, 2, and 3. Again, this is a very lefty-heavy lineup. Dallas DeVries with 3 strikeouts in the top of the first. Johnny Loca reached on the drop third strike. And on the mound for the Miners, a lefty out of Texas A&M, Tyler Stubblefield. 2-0, the 1.44 ERA. 22 strikeouts in 18 2/3 innings pitched. First pitch from the lefty is a little low, a little high.
I think it was low and away.
Low and away, ball 1. Both kind of looked at each other like disagreed. 1-0 to Sandlin. That's a called strike, 1-1.
Looked like the same spot.
Just about. Stubblefield has only walked 6. Here's the 1-1 to Sandlin. Ground ball to the left side. Shortstop Penichone takes it, throws to first. The first baseman, Matt Decker. And there's 1 away. Defense for the Miners, Nick Senzel at third, Paul Panichone at short, Nick Blazer at second, Matt Decker from Stanford at first, left to right, Johnny Loker, Cameron Frost, Cam Newell, and Josh Meyer does the catching for Tyler Stubblefield. And that brings up Alex Rubanowitz, the second baseman from UC Riverside, just finished his junior year. 305, 1 home run, 8 RBIs. That home run came last night against the Miners.
He was just a triple shy of hitting the cycle.
First pitch to him, and they're called strike with a fastball. Home run came against John Farindelli. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the 0-1. Popped up on the infield, Blazer, but it's Matt Decker, the first baseman, calling for it. Decker makes the catch, and there's quickly 2 down. And I'll bring up the shortstop, Miles Jones from Cal State Bakersfield.
Shortstop from Cal State Bakersfield, number 2, Miles
Jones finished his sophomore year, 284, no home runs, 12 RBIs. Was 1 for 5 with 2 RBIs in yesterday's game. Righty-lefty matchup. First pitch is inside, ball 1, 1-0. Fastball from Stubblefield. This is Tyler's second time facing the Oilers. Here's the 1-0 to Jones. Inside and low, 2-0. Got the win, 7 innings. That was a complete game. 6 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. The season high in strikeouts is 11. That came against the Pilots on June 22nd. 2-0 to Jones. Line and into right, a base hit. Just between the second baseman Blazer and the first baseman Decker. So 2 outs and 1 on. Brings up Ethan McGill, who's listed as a switch hitter on the roster, the official roster, but he is batting on the left side against the lefty Stubblefield. Some guys are just overall more comfortable on that side. First pitch is up and away for ball 1. McGill 209, no home runs, 11 RBIs. From Incarnate Word, just finished his junior year. Runner on first, Miles Jones, 4 stolen bases. 8.
McGill, a teammate of Matt Decker, the pitcher on the minors at Incarnate Word.
Quick throw over, but Miles Jones is back. Jones has stolen 8 bases, been caught twice.
Stubblefield doesn't even step towards first when he throws.
See it right there. Jones is back. That benefit of the lefty, just doesn't even have to turn his body. Can kind of just, I think I said it last week, just flick his arm. 1-0 on McGill. Pitch fouled right back to the screen, 1-1. We will not have a post-game show tonight. Forgot to mention that earlier. We do have to get back to Palmer. Stubblefield sets. Here's his 1-1. Up and in, ball 2, 2-1. Dallas DeVries with a very strong first inning. Stubblefield trying to get out of the first inning for him. 2-1 pitch is inside, 3-1.
Miles Jones on first definitely has speed. Kind of reminds me of a Cameron Frost on the base path. Keep an eye out for him with Ethan McGill at the plate.
Miles Jones is off the pitch, swing and a miss. Throw from Meyer to the slide, the tag, he's safe. 9th stolen base of the summer for Miles Jones. Good jump. Lefty-lefty matchup, 3-2. As Josh Meyer calls time goes out to talk to Stubblefield. We've seen the Miners be more patient at the plate. Peninsula, Newell, and Senzel all work the count full. Let's see what Cameron Frost does. He'll lead off the inning. Top of the second. 3-2 pitch from Stubblefield. Chopper to third. Picked by the third baseman Senzel. Strong throw across, and that is out number 3. Good throw from the third baseman Senzel. And that leaves a runner on. It's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on. We're through 1. No score on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Dallas DeVries back out there for his second inning of work to face the Miners. Cameron Frost will lead it off. And then Josh Meyer and Matt Decker. Tyler Stubblefield with a strong bottom of the first. Here's the first pitch from DeVries, is up and away, ball 1. Frost at 326, 2 homers, 11 RBIs. Comes the 1-0 from DeVries. Swinging a chopper to left side, third baseman Sanford. Throws across the diamond for out number 1. That brings up Josh Meyer, 283, 1 homer, 3 RBIs. Currently on a 4-game hitting streak. 6 for 15.
Yeah, Sanford at third today, James. Yeah.
DeVries sets, kicks, and here's his first pitch to the catcher, Meyer. Ground ball, and looks like a third baseman Sanford had a hard time with it. Jones picks up, throws to first, and it pulls McGill off the bag, so Meyer will reach. I have to see how that's ruled.
That might be an error on Sanford.
I think it might be. Took a tough hop on him, and it actually went to our right to the shortstop, and Jones was there and threw, but it wasn't really a bad throw. It just kind of took McGill a little bit off the bag.
Base hit.
I call that a base hit. You couldn't hear that. That brings up Matt Decker, the first baseman from Stanford, 267, a homer, 7 RBIs. Swing and a miss. She may have fouled it off. Runner at first, Meyer. No stolen bases this summer. Here's the pitch to Decker. Breaking ball a little high. 2-1. No score in the top of the second between the Miners and the Oilers. Miners, as soon as this game is over, will immediately make the 4-hour trip back up north to Palmer. Decker, fly ball to center. Sandlin going back, still going back. He's under it, makes the catch. For out number 2. Kind of saw maybe example of that wind right there.
Yeah, Sandlin was going back for it, and that was a very hard hit ball, very deep initially, but then it seemed to just kind of die out.
Brings up Nick Blazer, 275, no homers, 5 RBIs. Meyer still at first base. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 0-1 on Blazer. Second baseman from Cal State Northridge. A lot of California players for the Oilers. A 1 pitch. Back to the mound. DeVries kicks off his glove, chases after it, and Blazer is going to reach. Very fortunate right there for Nick Blazer. Now the Miners have 2 on. But 2 outs, and that brings up Brandon Smith from Grand Canyon. DeVries sort of put that glove out.
Error.
Be charged an error on Dallas DeVries. I guess I understand that.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
First pitch to Smith in the dirt, stopped by Thurman.
Smith had the day off yesterday.
Back in there as the DH tonight, batting 9th today. Here we go again.
It is like 3:30.
I know. The second earliest game, I guess. 1-0 pitch to Smith in the dirt, but stopped by Thurman. Backhanded, 2-0. The other being, I think, a 2 o'clock start against the Bucks. I think the first time at Mulcahy. They've only played the Bucks at Mulcahy. 2-0 on Smith. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Shot for a foul. Third base side over by the Miners dugout. And let's talk back about that ball that DeVries was charged an error on. Kind of put that glove out, and it hit off the front part. The tip of it trickled over toward the second baseman, Urbanowitz, but Blazer too fast for it. 2-1 is a called strike on the outside part of the plate, 2-2. No score in the top of the second. Blazer on first, Meyer on second. DeVries looks for the sign from the catcher, Thurman. Steps off.
Sandlin, the center fielder, playing a little bit shallow. The left fielder is Zarate, playing a little deep.
Right fielder Rose is maybe a little shallow, too. 2-2. Grounder to the right side. Second baseman Rubano has it. Throws to first to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 men left on. We're through 1.5. No score. We head to the bottom half on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Tyler Stubblefield back out for the second inning, and a pretty solid first inning. Got the first 2 guys out, and then Miles Jones singled and stole second, and then Heath McGill grounded out to third. Jordan Sanford, Drake Zarate, Jeff Paschke. That's 5, 6, and 7 against the lefty. Out of Texas A&M, here's the first pitch. A little up and in, but it's a called strike, 0-1. Miners had a little bit of a rally going in the top half. Pitch is too far inside, fastball from Stubblefield, 1-1. Frost grounded out. Meyer singled. Decker flew out. Blazer reached on there, and then Brandon Smith grounded out to end the inning. Leaving 2 runners on. The pitch to Sanford is outside for ball 2, 2-1. Two one. Little off the plate, 3-1. Sanford 275, 2 homers, 11 RBIs.
Sanford with an RBI double in yesterday's game.
Pitch ripped out to left. Loker going back, and that is fair. It's down for a base hit. Sanford rounds first. He's in the second with a leadoff double. Still hard to see down that left field line.
It is, and also down the left field line, there's a space behind the Miners bullpen, and that's still alive. Loker is able to catch the foul ball in that territory. It is out of sight, so we won't know if he catches it, but just that is a live, fair game over there, but in foul territory behind the bullpen.
Here's Drake Zarate, left fielder from UC Riverside. Lefty-lefty matchup, runner in scoring position. Shows bunt. It's outside, ball 1. Zarate 2 for 4, scored 2 runs and 2 doubles in yesterday's game. 229, no home runs, 3 RBIs. Here comes the 1-0. Shows bunt, drops it down, but it's foul. 1-1. Outfield is straight away. Third baseman sends out playing in on the grass. The 1-1 count on Zarate, which finishes junior year at UC Riverside. Decker in on the grass at first base. Pitch from Stubblefield. Bunted it up and in. 2-1. Stubblefield's trying to brush him off the plate a little bit. Fans still filing in. Pitch, bunt down. Senzel fields it, throws to first, and they get the out. Sanford up to third with now 1 out. Brings up Jeff Paschke, the designated hitter from USC. 242, no home runs, 4 RBIs. Designated hitter this afternoon, we saw him yesterday. Was 2 for 3, but also pitched. Got the save. Stubblefield kicks. Here's his pitch. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Runner at third, Sanford. He's the first run for the Oilers in a tie game. 0-0. In the bottom of the second, Stubblefield looks in, kicks, fires. Chopper to the right side, second baseman Blazer takes on a few hops, throws to first, the run scores, and the Oilers take the lead 1-0.
Those leadoff hits are very, very dangerous, especially with Sanford with that leadoff double, and then the sac bunt by Zarate. Those just leadoff hits, you got to be careful with those.
Brings up Nick Thurman, the catcher from Louisiana Lafayette. Another lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch, just on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1. Thurman at 195, 1 home run, 8 driven in. Pitch from Stubblefield is in there, scooped by Meyer, 1-1.
Thurman 0 for 4 yesterday.
That snapped a 4-game hit streak for him. 1-1. Chopper to left side, Panachone takes it, throws to first. And that'll end the inning. A run scores, 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on. Oilers lead through 2, 1-0 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Back here, top of the third inning at Coral Seymour Memorial Park. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. Miners trail after 2 innings, 1-0. Jordan Sanford scored in the bottom of the second inning off a leadoff double. And starting things off here in the top of the third is Paul Panachone, the first pitch by Dallas DeVries in there for strike 1. Breaking ball fouled back by Panachone for strike 2. Quickly down in the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Panachone takes the 0-2 pitch outside, ball 1. Panachone on a Grand Canyon hitting .322, 11 RBIs, 8 doubles, and 1 triple. 1-2 pitch, foul back to first base side. Peninsula yesterday was 0 for 5. 1-2 pitch, low and inside, ball 2. Had a fly out to right field in the first inning. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on. It's another fly ball down the first base side, foul. And very windy conditions here in Kenai, so a lot of the fly balls that seem to have a lot of power behind it seems to kind of die once they reach the outfield. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, and it's a fly ball into right center field. Calling for it is Rose, the right fielder, and makes the catch for out number 1.
Second time Panichone's gone to the right side.
That brings up Cam Newell, the right fielder. 0 for 1 with a strikeout in the first inning. Had a home run last night in the 4th. Solo shot. Was also hit by a pitch. Struck out. Was walked. Stole a base and had a fly out. Puts a bunt down the third base side. Scooped up by Sanford. And makes the throw to first. And that's 2 away.
You know, Newell really was just hustling down that first base line. Didn't quite leap, but just extended that front leg to try to get his foot in before the throw, but just missed it. Very close play, though.
Brings up Johnny Loker out in left field tonight. We've seen him DH a couple times in the past few games. Loker reached base on a drop third strike in the first inning. First pitch by DeVries in there for strike 1. Loker with 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 2 doubles, hitting .429. 0-1 pitch, swung on. It's a high fly ball into left field, and it just hooked foul right behind the Miners bullpen. And he has to head back to the plate.
Just seems like every time, you know, Johnny puts the ball in the air, that left side, it just brings back those flashbacks.
That walk-off grand slam.
And then the home run the next day. I think that was against the Bucks.
0-2 pitch to Loker. High ball 1. Loker very eager and excited to be back in this lineup and now out in left field. 1-2 pitch. Low and inside, ball 2. But I've kind of been noticing his eagerness makes him down in the count early with an 0-2 count or 1-2 count. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled back behind us. Stays alive with the 2-2 count, but you know that eagerness can only get you so far until you start striking out, swinging at pitches you don't need to be swinging at. 2-2 pitch by DeVries. Low in the dirt, ball 3. And now Loker doing a great job of working himself into a full count after being down.
First 4 batters in the lineup, Panichone, Newell, Loker, and Tenzel have all worked a full count.
And a swing and a miss, strike 3. And the third strikeout of the afternoon for Dallas DeVries. 3 up, 3 down with no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. So we head to the bottom of the third. The Miners trail the Oilers 1-0. bottom of the third, and the Oilers lead 1-0. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. Brings up right fielder Josh Rose. And the second, Jordan Sanford scored off of a leadoff double. And then Stubblefield retired the next three batters for a 1-0 ball game. Here's the first pitch. Swung on, foul back behind us for strike one. Rose with a .257 average, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, and 4 doubles. Batting in the ninth hole. 0-1 pitch, high and away, ball one.
College teammate and roommate of Miners first baseman Hunter Simmons.
1-1 pitch by Stubblefield, swung on, foul back again. 1-2 count now for Rose. Rose also a teammate of Hunter Rodriguez at Utah University. Or is it University of Utah?
University of Utah.
1-2 pitch by Stubblefield. Inside, ball two. Rose thought about swinging at it, but able to stop and have a ball called instead. Swung on, lifted into left center field, going back for it is Frost. Makes it the catch over his shoulder, and that's one away.
Another example right there of a ball that just sort of dies.
Brings us back to the top of the order with Jake Sandlin, the center fielder. Rounded out to the shortstop, Panichone in the first inning. Lefty versus lefty with Stubblefield on the mound. First pitch swung on, fouled back. Sandlin with 304 average with 12 RBIs, 5 doubles, 1 triple. Yesterday in the leadoff spot, scored a run and hit a single. Here's the 0-2 pitch. 0-1, excuse me. And that's in there for strike two. Sandlin steps back into the batter's box.
Sandlin from Georgia College.
0-2 pitch by Stubblefield. Swung on ground ball to Blazer, the second baseman. Takes it on a hop, throw to first, and that is 2 away.
5 straight set down by Stubblefield.
Brings up Alex Rubanowitz, the second baseman, 0 for 1 with a fly out to Matt Decker at first base. Rubanowitz bats left, throws right, out of UC Riverside. First pitch by Stubblefield. High ball 1. Frost, center fielder for the Miners, playing a little bit to our right. Loker playing in at left. Newell playing a little deeper and right also. 1-0 pitch in there for strike one to Rubanowitz.
7 of the Oilers in the starting lineup have that bats left, throws right, including Ethan McGill, where he's listed as a switch hitter, but I've seen him bat lefty against the lefty Stubblefield.
1-1 pitch by Stubblefield. Swung on ground ball to Decker. Slides and makes the catch. Quick flip of the wrist to Stubblefield covering first, and that is the third out of the inning. 3 up, 3 down here in the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left done. So we head to the top of the fourth. The Miners trail 1-0. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Top of the fourth here in Kenai, Alaska. I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock. The Miners trail 1-0 against the Oilers here. Senzel at the plate. First pitch by DeVries. High for ball one. Nick Senzel struck out in the first inning. Out of the University of Tennessee. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on ground ball, foul down the third base side. Strike one to Senzel. Hitting .221, has 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, 4 doubles, and a triple. 1-1 pitch by DeVries, swung on, foul, tip back for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the fourth here with the leadoff batter, Nick Senzel. One-two pitch by DeVries, low in the dirt, ball 2. And Thurman, the catcher, he got hit. Kind of had to lay in the dirt there, but needs a second there behind the plate.
You know, the trainer in Dallas DeVries out to check on him.
Looks like it might be his hand.
Yeah, I think it is.
He might have tried to barehand it once it bounced in the dirt and might have caught his hand in a weird way.
Or jammed it in some way.
So he will stay in the game, and Nick Senzel will head back to the batter's box after talking things over with head coach Ben Taylor out at third base. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Senzel. Steps up to the plate. DeVries with the sign from Thurman. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Little high, ball 2. Outfield playing straight away. Rose in right field maybe playing a little shallow. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on back to the mound to DeVries. Able to field it. Tosses it to McGill at first base. And it's the 1-3 put out for the first out here in the top of the fourth.
Good heads-up play by the pitcher DeVries. Came back pretty hard. He just kind of put that glove out there, and the ball went right in. Fortunate play for the lefty.
Brings up Cameron Frost, the center fielder. 0 for 1 with a ground out as he fouls the first pitch back. Grounded out in the second inning. Out of Washington State. Frost with 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, 7 doubles, and 5 triples. 0-1 pitch, ground ball into left field, and that's a base hit for Cameron Frost.
You know, although there's 1 out, we just talk about just the importance for the Miners of putting runners on base, but it doesn't start there. It really, you got to get those runs in. I guess you're sort of getting the job done right now if you move Frost to second or move him to third, but these runs needed to cross. That's one of the reasons they've been losing.
I don't think their problem is getting batters on or moving them through the base path. It's getting them to home plate. First pitch to Josh Meyer, swung on, foul down the third base side. Meyer with a single in the second, reached second base on an error, but then was left on.
You know, it's kind of like a 3-step process. Get on, move around the bases, and score. They've gotten 2 of the 3.
0-1 pitch, breaking ball in there for strike 2.
And that was Meyer's pitch. That was when he could have sent over that left center field wall or gotten in through the gap. Got to move these runners.
And Meyer will step out of the batter's box. Meyer hitting .283 with 1 home run, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles, 1 triple. That home run came at Mulcahy against the Bucks. So no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch by DeVries, low and away, ball 1.
That was a 12-3 win for the Bucks in that game.
Frost with a lead off of first. DeVries looks into Thurman, sets, 1-2 pitch, and that's into center field. That gets down for a base hit. Frost to second, and now 2 runners on for Matt Decker, the first baseman.
Example right there. Move those runners. That's step 2 right there. That's, I guess, step 2 for Frost. Actually, no. As long as you move those runners, that's all that matters.
I just am waiting for them to cross home. I don't think they have a problem moving. They just need to get home. First pitch to Decker. Low and inside, gets away from Thurman. Frost makes about halfway to third, but heads back to second.
Yeah, I think right there, that could have gone either way. He could have gone to third, it would have been close, and I think he actually would have made it.
Frost does have the speed.
Or go back to second and probably guarantee that you're safe.
1 ball, no strikes, and 1 away here in the top of the 4th. The 1-0 pitch to Decker. Swung on ground ball down the third base side. That's fair. Frost heads into third, rounds third. Meyer also heads to third. Frost makes it home. The throw in. Meyer going at the plate and is tagged out, but 1 run crosses for an RBI double for Matt Decker.
Yeah, right there. You know, Ben Taylor has so much trust in his players. And Meyer, a catcher, doesn't have a lot of speed, but right now you're just kind of hungry for runs. Got to do whatever it takes.
Now it's all tied up at 1 run apiece between the Oilers and the Miners. Nick Blazer at the plate. Here's a pitch by DeVries in there for strike 1. Blazer out of Cal State Northridge. 1-0 pitch by DeVries, breaking ball.
Just missed.
Just missed.
Looked
Ball
pretty
1.
good. Miners could really use to get that second run in.
2 away here in the top of the 4th. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And there's strike 2, just on that outside corner. Blazer hitting .275, has 5 RBIs and 2 doubles.
Decker does have 2 stolen bases.
DeVries steps off. Looks into Thurman. Decker with a lead off a second. 1-2 pitch. Swung on a deep ball into left field, going back for it is Zarate. And makes the catch for out number 3. So as we head to the bottom of the 4th, 1 run scored on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the 4th. The Miners and Oilers tied at 1 run apiece. You are listening to the Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the 4th, and Miles Jones set to lead things off here for the Oilers. Tyler Stubblefield, the Texas A&M Aggie, still on the mound for the Miners. Stubblefield with a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 3rd. First pitch to Jones, shows bunt, inside, pulls back, ball 1. One 0 count to Jones. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul down the third base side, strike 1. Miners and Oilers tied at 1 run apiece. Jordan Sanford scored in the second, and Cameron Frost scored in the fourth for the Miners. 1-1 pitch, swung on, strike 2. Jones hitting .284, 12 RBIs, 4 doubles. Had a single in the first, stole second, but then was left on base, so he has speed around the bases. Swung on, fouled on the first base side. Stays alive with a 1-2 count.
That ball brought to you by Christie Babcock State Farm.
Jones playing shortstop this afternoon against the Miners.
We've seen him at short, and I think we've seen him at third.
Sounds about right. 1-2 pitch. Lifted into center field. Frost going back for it and makes the catch.
Yeah, Tyler Stubblefield has really settled down since that, I guess, first inning where he had the runner in scoring position and that second inning where he gave up a run.
Brings up Ethan McGill, the first baseman. 0 for 1 with a ground out. McGill out of the University of Incarnate Word from Penn Valley, California. First pitch by Stubblefield. Low and away, ball 1, lefty versus lefty. McGill with 11 RBIs and 2 doubles. Pitch swung on. Lifted into right field. Going back for it is Newell. Comes in a couple steps and makes the catch for out number 2.
Tyler Stubblefield has set down 8 straight Oilers.
Number 23.
But has yet to have a strikeout. And also has 0 walks.
You know, you don't always have to get those outs by way of the K. Sometimes just get the outs.
And his pitch count, I bet, is, we don't have the numbers in front of us, but I bet it's pretty low. And that brings up Jordan Sanford. Sanford with a leadoff double in the second was able to score the one and only run for the Pilots. Excuse me, the Oilers.
Yeah,
Played those teams too many times.
So understandable. I'm surprised I don't always say Chinooks.
Yeah. Seen those local teams to Palmer a few times. First pitch to a Sanford, high ball 1. Sanford hitting .275, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, 4 doubles. 1-0 pitch. Catches that outside corner, strike 1. Frost center field playing a little bit to our right. Loker in left playing a little deep. 1-1 pitch, high ball 2.
Well, I know Dallas DeVries is at 72 pitches.
2-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball into left field. That gets down for a base hit. And the leading run at first base for the Oilers.
Just as I say that Stubblefield has set down 8 straight Oilers, that breaks it.
Jinxed it.
I feel like I've done that too much.
That's
All around.
just sports broadcasting. You bring
I
up
know.
something and then
And you know, it's just in the job. It's unfortunate sometimes.
it's a hazard.
It is.
It's what we live with. Drake Zarate at the plate. And the second inning had a sacrifice bunt, moved Sanford from second to third. Lefty versus lefty. First pitch by Stubblefield, high and outside. Ball 1. Zarate playing in left field this afternoon for the Oilers. Hitting .229, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles. One 0 pitch by Stubblefield, swung on, ground ball to Panic on the shortstop, and tagged second for the putout for out number 3 as we head to the top of the 5th. The Miners and Oilers tied at 1 run apiece. We're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Miners and Oilers tied at 1 as we start the 5th. Brandon Smith, Paul Penichone, and Cam Newell against the lefty Dallas DeVries at 72 pitches. Both pitchers have been excellent. First pitch to Smith is fastball in there for a called strike. Smith is 0 for 1. He grounded out to second. Line and picked at first base by the first baseman, McGill. Well, that one was sort of screaming maybe extra base hits down that first base line, but nice pick by Ethan McGill at first. Brings up Paul Penichone. He's 0 for 2. First pitch is in the dirt. 1-0. Penichone flew out to right in the first, flew out to right in the third. 1-0. Breaking ball, a little high and away. Ball 2, 2-0. Pitch, looks like a slider. Maybe in there for a called strike, 2-1. That's up and away. 3-1 on Penichone. Now the good news is when we got to Kenai, we have solved our camera issue. Not the webcam, not the one that's bringing you the video feed, but our other one. 3-1 to Penichone is there. A called strike looked a little low and in, and now it's a full count. The camera that we use for the pregame profiles, as well as Taylor's take, we know we're a little behind on that stuff. 3-2. Chopper to right side, second baseman. Urbanowicz charging, throws to first in time. Close play. DeVries, I think, actually just... Did he fall?
He definitely slipped on the mound.
Huh.
Right after his pitch. It was before, I think, Panichone even swung.
I guess maybe that momentum pulled him a little too much. So Panichone 0 for 3. That brings up Cam Newell. He's 0 for 2. Back to what I was saying about the camera. We don't exactly know what happened. It just stopped working.
It just died on us.
And
it wouldn't charge. It wouldn't do anything.
And it was only, what, 3 weeks old?
If that.
Yeah. First pitch to Newell, breaking ball outside and low, 1-0. So we took it back.
And even the tripod, too. The tripod was even broken.
The tripod stopped working. So we have a new one. We're still trying to figure out how to use it, though. 1-0. That's a strike. Newell showed bunt, but didn't pull back. So it still means he offered 1-1. So we've been sort of testing it out a little bit.
I got it all figured out.
You got it figured out?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's a little old school, but it'll get the job done.
1-1, low, 2-1. As long as we can relay a message. That's what matters.
That's what I was working on last night and finally figured it out.
2-1 to Newell. Fly ball to left. Zarate comes in, tails to his right, and has a hard time with it. He can't hold on. He drops it. Newell into second. Looks like that sun was maybe giving him a hard time. It's bright. It's wherever it is. It's bright.
Yeah, and I think that he might have overcharged it a little bit also and had too much momentum going forward and just might have not closed his glove over it.
Wait for the official scoring on that, but that's a tough one. I think it might be an error.
He dropped it.
I think more likely an error than not. Brings up Johnny Loker, runner on second. First pitch, swing and a miss, 0-1. So here's what we are going to make up for all the pregame profiles that we haven't done because of the camera. I don't know the exact number. And we will have Taylor's take. I'm going to talk with BT after the game and see if we can do that tomorrow. 0-1, here's the pitch to Loker, swing and a miss again. And it's quickly 0-2 with 2 away. And Newell on second base. Johnny 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts.
Miners.
DeVries sets, looks at second, comes home with it. Fouled back. Still 0-2.
Miners have already left 4 runners on base through 4 2/3 innings.
0-2 on Loker, left fielder from Stanford. Runner on second. Newell, tie game here on the top of the 5th, 1-1. DeVries sets, comes home with it. Loker chases a ball in the dirt, and I'm going to say he fouled it off. They're going to check, and they're going to say that is strike 3. So another strikeout for Dallas DeVries. That's number 5, excuse me. And it's no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left on. We're through 4.5. Tie game, 1-1 on Matsu Miners Radio Network. Miners leave Cam Newell on at second base. He reached on an error. My left fielder, Drake Zarate, but Tyler Stubblefield back out there for the bottom of the 5th. 7, 8, and 9. Jeff Paschke, Nick Thurman, Josh Rose. First pitch to Paschke is up and away, ball 1. Paschke 0 for 1. He grounded out to second in the second. Pitch from Stubblefield is lined foul just over us. Yes, I jumped a little bit.
It's okay. We have plexiglass.
I know. Stubblefield getting stretched out behind the mound. Now makes his way back up, toes the rubber. Looks in, kicks. Pitch, swing and a miss. 1-2.
Looked like that was a breaking ball to Paschke.
Stubblefield, another A&M guy that works quickly. 1-2. And the dirt stopped by Meyer. 2-2. And we didn't see it yesterday because he didn't play, but Meyer got on the bus yesterday morning wearing an American flag bandana. 2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is the first strikeout for Tyler Stubblefield, 1 away in the bottom of the 5th.
It was the 4th of July yesterday, and Meyer was just extra patriotic.
He's just always in sort of the spirit. He's in the feel of things.
He did almost get on the wrong tour bus, though.
Is that when we were at the Wildlife?
Yes, and I mean,
think
I was even confused. There were about 4 identical buses, and I think some...
All white buses.
Right.
First pitch is a called strike on the outside corner to Nick Thurman, the catcher from Louisiana Lafayette.
I think there was even... I heard someone, like a stranger, got onto the team bus thinking it was their tour bus, so a lot of confusion.
A 1 swing fouled off to the left, out of play, 0-2. I even think Tyler Stubblefield may have actually gotten onto the wrong bus. He said he took steps up and then he was, oh wait, this is the wrong bus, and got off. 0-2, here's the pitch. Way outside and in the dirt. 1-2 on Thurman. Grounded out to short in the second inning. Interesting. I'm really excited to hear what these guys have to say about their night in the Bingo Hall.
The Bingo Hilton.
The Bingo Hilton. 1-2, lefty. Here's the pitch. Swing, grounder up the mound and in the center field, a base hit. Kind of rolled right up the mound, over and up the middle, right into center.
Josh Rose.
Now bring up Josh Rose, the right fielder, flew out to center in the third. Infield moves to double play depth. Rose entered this afternoon's game at 2:57. Pitches high ball 1. See Stubblefield do what he just did a lot. He sort of, in between pitches, will take his arm and just sort of go like this. Wish everyone could have seen what I just did.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
I know, I just thought about
no one
that.
could see that.
I know. Rose fouls it off to the left. It's 1-1. Well, I realize they can see it based on the screen, on the video feed, but it's not as good. Trying to describe the best way to explain it.
Like moving his arms in and out, stretching his shoulders out.
Yeah, that's good. Rose shows bunt, pulls back, pitches high. It's 2-1 on the outfielder from Utah. I guess that's a good way to explain it. In and out.
And Stubblefield also said after yoga in the park, it really kind of helped his back loosen up.
He did say that. 2-1. Lifted out to deep center, moving its way to left center, but Loker coming in and makes the catch. Basket catch.
Looked like Loker and Panichone might have both kind of tried to go for it. I was hoping someone was calling for it, and Loker just came in from left to catch it.
Number 5, Jake.
The wind actually may have helped that one. It started out towards center, and then it kind of moved to the left toward left field, and then kind of came in. Back to the top for Jake Sandlin, 0 for 2, grounded out to short, grounded out to second. Runner at first, Rose has 1 stolen base. Pitch from Stubblefield is breaking ball a little inside, ball 1-0. Two away, a tie game in the bottom of the 5th, 1 run aside. Pitch from Stubblefield is outside, but a called strike, and it's 1-1. Stubblefield sets. Runner at first, off foul, the right back, and it's 1-2. 2 away, Stubblefield just 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. The go-ahead run on first base for the Oilers. As soon as this game is over, Miners will take the 4-hour trip north back to Palmer. Doubleheader with the Panners tomorrow. First game at 4 o'clock. Tyler Stubblefield steps off. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And the dirt briefly gets away from Meyer. Hangs on to it. And it's 2-2. Alex Rubanowitz is on deck.
Thurman out of Louisiana Lafayette, hometown Belle Chase, Louisiana.
Here's the pitch from Stubblefield. Swing and a miss. That is strike 3. Second strikeout for Tyler Stubblefield. Leaves a runner on. It's no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on. We're through 5 full innings. Tie game 1-1 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Top of the 6th inning, I'm Emma Tiedemann alongside Austin Pollock, and the Miners and Oilers still tied at 1 run apiece here in the top of the 6th. Senzel, Frost, and Meyer set to start things off here. And Kenai, first pitch to Senzel, swung on, ground ball foul down the third base side. Senzel 0 for 2 with a strikeout in the first and a ground out in the fourth. Senzel, a Tennessee volunteer out of the University of Tennessee. 0-1 pitch, low and away, ball 1. Senzel checks in hitting .221, 3 home runs, 13 RBIs, 4 doubles, and a triple. 1-1 pitch, just outside, ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Here's pitch by DeVries. Breaking ball, high and away, ball 3. Now hitters count for Senzel. Three-one pitch. In there, strike 2. Now full count for Senzel.
Senzel, a freshman All-American out of Tennessee.
3-2 pitch. Swung on, foul back, and stays alive with the 3-2 count.
His head coach, Dave Serrano, also the father of Kyle Serrano, just finished a trip up here.
Very nice guy. Got to sit in on a broadcast with us. 3-2 pitch. High and away, and DeVries falls again on the mound. And Senzel takes his base, and that is the first walk of the game for DeVries.
And I don't know if he's just trying to throw the ball, if he's throwing it too hard, or if it's just momentum, or both.
Or maybe the dirt is not packed well, or I don't even know.
Could be.
I don't know why that's happened now twice. That brings up Cameron Frost, 1 for 2 with a ground out and the second and a single. Senzel goes at first, the throw to to second, and he is out. DeVries threw to the first baseman McGill as Senzel heads to second, and Jones came over to cover second base. And that is a caught stealing situation for Senzel, and 1 out here in the top of the 6th.
Senzel was hustling. He got a good jump on it, too.
Pitch to Frost, low and away, ball 1.
Just one of those situations where the lefty has that good look.
1-0 pitch. Big swing, actually fouls it off his body. Frost now with a 1-1 count. Frost hitting .326, 2 home runs, 11 RBIs, 7 doubles, and 5 triples. Hits one into right field, going back for it is Rose. Takes a couple steps back, now forward, makes the catch for out number 2. Another one of those kind of dying ball situations as he hit one high and deep into right field, but it just kind of tapered off into the glove of Rose, and it brings up the catcher, Josh Meyer, the Miner. 2 for 2 with 2 singles, 1 in the second, 1 in the fourth. First pitch outside, ball 1. Meyer with a 283 average. 1-0 pitch. Outside again for ball 2. Has 1 home run, 3 RBIs, 2 doubles, 1 triple. 2-0 pitch by DeVries. High, ball 3.
Third baseman Sanford playing closer to the line.
3-0 pitch. Called strike. 3 balls, 1 strike to Meyer. 2 away here in the top of the 6th. 3-1 pitch. Swung on, lifted in the left center field. Going back for it is Sandlin at the wall. And Meyer rounds first, heads into second, and is in there standing for the double.
Big hit right there for the Miners. Now they just got to find a way to get that run in, but excellent piece of hitting for Meyer. He's really been somebody who's stayed hot during this losing streak. And he continues to hit the ball well using all different parts of the ballpark, and that's huge for the Miners, knowing that they have that bat in there that's really stayed consistent.
Meyer now 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. Each one of those came with at least 1 out already, and now in this top of the 6th. There are already 2 outs, and it's like the coach for the Oilers heading out to talk with DeVries.
There is action in that bullpen. Trying to get a number, but
and Matt Decker, who is set to bat next, talking things over with Ben Taylor, third base coach. Decker out of Stanford University, a teammate of Johnny Loker. And DeVries will stay in to finish things up here in the top of the 6th. 2 away, as Senzel was walked to start things off, then was caught stealing second. Ross had a fly out to right, and Meyer with a 2-out double at second base, and Matt Decker at the plate. First pitch by DeVries. Swung on, foul back for strike 1. Decker 0 for 1 with a fly out in the second, a double in the fourth. Hitting .267 with 1 home run, 7 RBIs, and 3 doubles. DeVries checks second. Here's the pitch. Low and in the dirt, ball 1.
I think that's Scott Torrey in the bullpen.
Okay.
I'm not positive, though.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swung on, strike 2 for Decker.
Let me say it's more likely than not. No, it is. I know it is.
1 ball, 2 strikes to the first baseman. Swung on ground ball to the shortstop Jones. Picks it up, throw to first, and that is the 3rd out. So no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. As we head to the bottom of the 6th, the Miners and Oilers are tied at 1 run apiece. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Bottom of the 6th here. Miners Oilers still knotted up at 1. Alex Urbanowitz leading things off here in the bottom of the 6th for the Oilers. We will see Urbanowitz, Jones, and McGill. Tyler Stumblefield still on the mound for the Miners for another inning of work. First pitch inside, ball 1. One-zero pitch. In there, a little low and outside, ball 2.
Stubblefield just hit 70 pitches.
Lefty versus lefty. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And they're called strike. Urbanowitz 0 for 2 with a flyout and a ground out. Has 1 home run, 8 RBIs, and 2 doubles. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, ground ball up into right field, past the glove of Decker, the first baseman, and that's a leadoff single for the Oilers.
Now batting, number 2, Miles Jones.
Brings up Miles Jones, the shortstop, 1 for 2. Had a single in the first and stole base, but then was left on and had a flyout in the fourth. Jones, the right-handed batter. First pitch by Stubblefield shows bunt, gets it down the first base side. Stubblefield charging. Makes the play in time.
What a play.
And Jones is out at first, but Urbanowitz able to advance to second.
Boy, he was hustling.
Wow. Came off the mound, sprinted down that first base side.
Now batting,
And that puts Urbanowitz in scoring position on second base. And Jones out, so 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th with Ethan McGill, the first baseman, at the plate. McGill 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. First pitch, strike 1. McGill with 11 RBIs and 2 doubles, hitting .209. Leading run at second for the Oilers. 0-1 pitch by Stubblefield. Swung on, lifted into left field, caught by Loker. 2 away here.
You know, just a play like that. What we just saw, that was that's. At first, it looked like that was going to just get over the shortstop's head and into left center in that gap. But Loker came in. He's got a little bit of speed, and that was really, when it comes down to it, that's a big play, especially with that runner in scoring position. Because if that gets down and kind of rolls through the outfield, the runner could score. Oilers could have taken the lead.
Jordan Sanford at the plate. Scored the only run for the Oilers so far. First pitch by Stubblefield, captured that inside low corner for strike 1. Sanford had a lead-off double in the second inning. Scored a run off of it, had a single in the fourth, but then was tagged out at second. 0-1 pitch. Same spot. Strike 2.
Stubblefield's had that runner in scoring position, but he's found a way to work out of it. He just needs to get run support. We saw something like this with John Reed the other day.
Swung on, ground ball to the first baseman Decker, flips to Stubblefield covering first, and that is the 3rd out for the inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. So we head to the top of the 7th. The Miners and Oilers still tied at 1 run apiece. You are listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Top of the 7th, and new pitcher on the mound for the Oilers is Scott Torrey, who we were just told arrived here in Kenai off the plane 30 minutes ago. And he is out of Vanguard University, a senior there. 6 feet, 195 pounds. Pitch to Blazer, swung on ground ball to the third baseman. Sanford makes the throw to first. 1 away.
Torrey, a college teammate of Brett Collins of the Chinooks. At Vanguard, he was 7-4 with a 5.02 ERA. He started 14 games. Gave up 94 hits and 80 2/3 innings. Struck out 41. Opponents hit 295 against him.
That brings Brandon Smith, designated hitter. First pitch by Torrey, blown away, ball 1.
We were told that he just got off the plane 30 minutes ago. I didn't even know there was
30.
an airport in Kenai.
Didn't either. No ball. All right, 1 ball, no strikes. That's in the dirt, ball 2. Final line on DeVries, 6 innings pitched, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts.
I think this was an outing for Dallas DeVries that we expected to see last weekend.
2-0 pitch in there for strike 1 by Torrey. Torrey, the lefty, facing Brandon Smith. Big swing, that's strike 2. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Stubblefield now with 78 total pitches. Torrey sets. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on ground ball to the second baseman. Rabanowitz fields it. Throw to first. And 2 away.
You know, the Miners have they've done okay with the runners on. They've left 6 runners on.
It's better.
That's a little bit better at this point in the game, but 5 hits is that's not bad. 5 hits through. Well, I guess we're in the 7th. It's not terrible.
First pitch to Paul Panachone in there for a strike.
But they faced a good pitcher in DeVries.
And
a very good pitcher.
Most of the batters they've left on made it to second base. 0-1 pitch away of ball 1. They left Meyer on second twice, Decker on second, and Newell on second. So they were all in scoring position. Swung on ground ball into left field. That gets down for a base hit for Paul Panachone.
Yeah, it's good to see Paul back on the bases. I mean, he didn't reach yesterday. He hasn't reached yet today until now. So that was 8 at-bats without reaching base. Very unlike Paul Panachone, but good to see him back on first base.
And a very quick base runner. See him steal 8 stolen bases this summer.
Leads the Miners.
Very quick on his feet. And that brings up Cam Newell. Lefty versus lefty now between Newell and Torrey. Struck out in the first. First pitch, high and away, ball 1. He struck out in the first against DeVries, grounded out in the third, and reached second in the 5th on an error by Zarate, the left fielder. Panachone with a lead off of first. Torrey sets. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Low and away, ball 2.
Interesting stat about Newell is in his last 3 games, this is before his first 3 at-bats today, a 900 slugging percentage.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
2-0 pitch. Right over the plate for strike 1.
You know, I guess this summer we've seen Ben Taylor sort of mess with that lineup so much, day in, day out. And I kind of want to know what he sort of thinks about as he's playing the lineup. He sent me a link. It's very interesting.
2-1 pitch to Newell, inside ball 3. Now 3 balls, 1 strike.
Kind of just explain, here's where you bat a player like this. Here's where you bat a player like this and why. And it's worked for him. I mean, the last couple of days aren't really any indicator of his team's talent. It's more just, hey, it's part of the season. You're going to go through these streaks. It happens.
3-1 pitch to Newell. Swung on. High fly ball into deep right field. Going back for it is Rose. And it is gone, but foul. So another close call there by Newell. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
It was the wind.
Phillips, Alaska.
Big time, the wind.
So Panachone had a 2-out single and is still on base for the Miners. Newell now with a 3-2 count, 2 outs. Panachone goes at first. Newell has a fly ball into right center and is caught by the center fielder Sandlin to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. So we head to the bottom of the 7th. Things are still tied between the Oilers and the Miners, 1-1. We're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Number 19.
Bottom of the 7th. Tyler Stubblefield still out on the mound for the Miners. Faces Zarate, Paschke, and Thurman. First up, Drake Zarate. Had a sack bunt in the 2nd and thrown out with a fielder's choice in the 4th. First pitch, high and outside, ball 1 by Stubblefield. Zarate, the left fielder, has 3 RBIs, 2 doubles. Pitch in there for strike 1 by Stubblefield. Zarate out of UC Riverside, hometown Norco, California. Another bats left, throws right player for the Oilers. Shows bunt, puts it down, and that is Senzel charging, can't make the throw to first. Zarate with the lead off single, maybe. They might rule that an error, but I think that's just a really well put down bunt by Zarate, and that brings up Jeff Paschke. Designated hitter 0 for 2, the ground out in the 2nd and a strikeout in the 5th.
You know, it's hard to know whether Senzel, with that throw, actually tried to make a throw but couldn't, or if it was sort of just, he saw that it was too late and just sort of let go of the ball.
And that is ruled a hit for Zarate, and that's the first pitch for Paschke, little inside, ball 1.
I agree with that.
I do too. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch by Stubblefield. Swung on, foul back, strike 1.
It's getting brighter and warmer here.
Just warmer because the sun is right in the booth. But it's still just a beautiful day here in Kenai.
Feels a lot like it did pregame yesterday.
1-1 throws back to first. Kenai, the home of 4 active volcanoes.
Very cool.
Still probably the coolest fact I've learned about Alaska.
I just want to go see the puppies at the museum.
The Iditarod Museum.
Yeah, I want to go see that.
1-1 pitch, high ball 2. The Iditarod starts in Wasilla, right?
I don't know.
Strike 2. 2-2 count now for Stubblefield.
And speaking of dogs,
Yeah, there's a dog barking. Stubblefield looks in. 2-2 pitch, high and away, ball 3.
say these last 2 days have probably been two of the nicest days we've actually had while we've been here.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. Pitch inside, ball 4 by Stubblefield. Puts a runner on first and advances Zarate to second. Brings up Nick Thurman. They're 1 for 2 with a ground out and a single. I'm trying to figure out exactly where that Iditarod starts, but it starts in 244 days.
Brad Baker, the pitching coach, making his way to the mound, try to help Tyler Stubblefield and Josh Meyer get out of this inning, or at least get an out. They've got 2 runners on, and the go-ahead run is at second base.
Whole infield coming in to talk with Stubblefield. Stubblefield has been very strong, has 2 strikeouts and 1 walk.
The other pitcher is also from
Still talking things over with Stubblefield on the mound. And he will stay out there. Still throw to Nick Thurman, the catcher for the Oilers.
Now batting, number 18, Nick Thurman.
Thurman hitting 195, 1 home run, 8 RBIs, 1 triple. Pitch to Thurman, shows bunt, bunts it down the third base line. Stubblefield picks it up, but Thurman reaches first on it, and all runners advance. We're already on third, Paschke on second, Thurman on first, and the bases are loaded now. Bases full of Oilers. That brings up Josh Rose, the right fielder, 0 for 2, but there are no outs here in the bottom of the 7th, and still a tie ball game between the Miners and the Oilers, tied at 1 run apiece.
Well, this just become all right. Now I see what they're doing. The infield is in. Catches a ground ball.
First pitch, low ball 1.
You know, this is if you get a ground ball, you throw home, you get 1. But then you can pretty much choose wherever else to go. Sometimes you can get the lead runner.
1-0 pitch, foul back for strike 1.
Or you can throw to first and get the runner going to first. But you know, one of the good things about that double play is a chance for 2 outs.
1-1 pitch, swung on, strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Or if there's a ball hit to the gap, you just got trouble.
Yeah, you
Or
Don't
out
wanna
of the,
talk about
or
that.
out of the ballpark.
1-2 pitch, big swing, strike 3. And I think Stubblefield will take a strikeout on that one. It's his 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. That brings us back to the top of the order with Jake Sandlin. 0 for 3, had a ground out in the 1st, a ground out in the 3rd, and struck out in the 5th. Has 12 RBIs and 5 doubles and 1 triple.
Yeah, this is a good guy to have at the plate right now. You mentioned it, 2 ground outs, 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd. Yeah, infield's still in. But Sandlin at the top of the order, he's got speed, so that's part of the problem.
Sandlin, the lefty. Here's a pitch from Stubblefield. Makes a diving catch, throw home at Meyer. Meyer throws to first. And that is a double play to end the inning. That is a 1-2-3 double play. And what a grab by Stubblefield. Able to prevent the run from coming home. And we're still tied at 1 run apiece. So we head to the top of the 8th. You're listening to the Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Excellent defensive play by the pitcher, Tyler Stubblefield, to get out of the bottom of the 7th. The 1-2-3 double play with the bases loaded. A go-ahead run was at 3rd. And here is Johnny Loker to lead things off against the lefty Scott Torrey. First pitch is a little high, ball 1.
Had a little bit of information on the Iditarod. My
What do you got?
mother says it runs from Anchorage to Nome in March.
1-0 to Loker, little outside, 2-0.
So thanks, Mama Teeds. That's what everyone calls her.
2-0 on Loker. Torrey sets. Here's his pitch. A little low, called strike, 2-1.
Loker a little bit more patient this at bat. Consider, looking at his past at bats, he's been struck out twice.
2-1. Here's the pitch from Torrey. Check swing. They'll check it first. He did not go. 3-1 on Loker. Senzel and Frost to follow. One game in the top of the 8th. Here's the 3-1. Breaking ball in there for a strike, so now 3-2, a full count. And yeah, we've seen Johnny be much more patient at the plate, especially in this at-bat. 3-2 pitch. Outside, ball 4, a leadoff walk. Oh, and the dangers of letting that leadoff runner get on.
The last time the Miners had a leadoff batter reach base was Nick Senzel in the 6th, but he was caught stealing. So we'll see if the Miners can take advantage of this.
And here is Senzel, the runner on first. Third baseman Sanford is in, shows bunt, throw, quick throw, it goes into right field. Loger heads to second, the right fielder Rose has it, and that is big. That's big. That puts the go-ahead run in scoring position with nobody out. Got to be an error on Thurman. That would be his 4th. Senzel showed bunt, took the strike because he didn't pull back, but Thurman tried to do that quick snap throw to first, but just sailed it into right field. So now Loker on second and an 0-1 count on Senzel.
Third error overall for the Oilers.
Saw 3 errors from them last night, too.
But they still pulled out the win.
They did. 0-1 pitch. Back foul right near us. That one probably would have gotten Emma had there been no screen there and no
Fan.
fan.
That would have hit
Window.
that guy in the face.
Might have gotten you, too.
I got plexiglass windows.
Plexiglass always does the job. 0-2. Fly ball to the right side, foul. And if that foul ball does damage to your car, visit our friends at the locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. Or in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla, visit www.napaalaska.com. 0-2 on Senzel. He's 0 for 2. Loker in scoring position at second base. Torrey sets. Here's his pitch. Senzel lifts it to shallow right. Rose coming in. Rubanowitz going out, and it is Rubanowitz who makes the catch in foul territory behind the first base bag. And that is out number 1. Loker stays at second base.
Number 22, Cameron Frost.
Brings up Cameron Frost. Frost 1 for 3. Seen Frost show signs of heating up a little bit. Sort of just game by game, taking it at one at bat at a time. 1 out, Loker in scoring position. Here's the pitch. First pitch in there, fastball called strike, 0-1. Frost has 7 doubles and 5 triples. That 5 triples really kind of just eye-catching number.
Yes. Triples are not easy.
0-1 breaking ball, a little up and away, 1-1.
You have to hit it in the right spot in the outfield and have the right amount of speed. Also, that outfielder needs to kind of, like you said, not take the quickest route, kind of have somewhat of a bobble.
1-1 pitch. Low and in, 2-1. Two and one with Loker on second. Torrey sets. Here's the pitch. That's low. 3-1 on Frost. Frost checked in the 9th best batting average in the ABL, but the most strikeouts. Hasn't struck out yet today.
He had 1 strikeout yesterday.
It's that slider that always seems to get him. 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Sometimes I just need to keep my mouth shut.
I was just about to say, you did knock on wood, but
3-2 on Frost. Runner at second, Loker. Tie game in the top of the 8th, 1 away. Torrey sets. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Now 2 away with a runner on second base.
first strikeout for Scott Torrey in his Oilers career debut.
Brings up Josh Meyer, the catcher. First pitch, breaking ball, a little high, ball 1.
Meyer 3 for 3 with 2 singles and a double. Left on second base in the 6th inning.
Torrey sets. 1-0. Low and in, 2-0.
Thurman keeping an eye on Johnny Loker, still on second base for the Miners. Loker with a little bit of a lead, quite a bit of a lead actually off a second, that last pitch.
Johnny has 1 stolen base. He's also been caught once. And now they're going to put Meyer on. That's ball 3. I think what this does is this is not a bad idea. This sets up a force at any base to get out of the inning. Everybody's but home. 3-0, ball 4. I don't think we've seen an intentional walk at all.
Definitely
this
have
summer.
not.
That was the first.
Now back.
That's the first for any Miners hitter, and also I don't think we've seen a Miners pitcher intentionally walk.
No, we haven't.
That brings up Matt Decker. He's 1 for 3. Has not faced Scott Torrey yet. This could either be a wise decision or it could turn out bad.
There are 2 outs.
First pitch to Decker, and they're called strike. This has turned into a good game.
These are very evenly matched teams, and we were talking, about DeVries and Stubblefield. Their stat lines very similar. Still tied at 1 run apiece.
A 1 to Decker. Low and in. Ball 1, 1-1. The top of the Miners batting order, Panachone, Newell, Loker, and Senzel. Been quiet, just 1 hit. 1 for 14.
I think it's been Frost, Meyer, and Decker, 5, 6, and 7, that have really, kept this Miners team in it.
Decker fouls one right back to the screen, 1 and 2. Yeah, you're right. Frost is 1 for 4, Decker 3 for 3. Excuse me, Meyer 3 for 3, and Decker 1 for 3. That's 5 for 10.
Not bad.
No, not at all. One-two to Decker. Breaking ball fouled off to the right. Still 1 and 2. We've said this before. It just seems like every night it's a different part of the lineup that contributes. Bottom of the order, top of the order, middle of the order. Here it's that middle of the order. Torrey waits for the pitch from the catcher Thurman. He has it. He sets. 1-2. Fouled right back to the screen. Still 1 and 2. Seeing these Miners hitters work very good at bats. Seem much more patient. Waiting for that right pitch. But they faced good pitching. Reminder, we will not have a post-game show tonight. This afternoon. Seems to always be a struggle.
It's the sun. It's always sunny.
Torrey sets. 1-2. Lifted out to left center. That is over the head of the left fielder, Zarate. Here comes Loker. Here comes Meyer. Decker stops at second. 2 runs in. Miners take the lead. It's 3-1.
Just perfect placement by Decker. And I think Zarate was charging at it, and he must have misread exactly where that ball was and just went right over his head.
Big 2-run double for Matt Decker gives the Miners that lead. And like I said, walking Josh Meyer, that could have done anything. That really could have hurt the Oilers, or it could have helped, and just figured it out right there. Here's Nick Blazer. Blazer is 0 for 3. Decker in scoring position at second base. Pitch is high for ball 1.
E7.
That has been ruled an error on the left fielder, Zarate. Blazer sends one to the right center field gap. That's down for a base hit. Here comes Decker. He scores, and Blazer rounds first, but will stop there. Another run for the Miners. It's 4-1.
That Miner magic for that rally from the Valley.
Yeah, they don't like to be down. They don't like to be tied. But it's a game like this right now, late innings where they're tied. Things start to seem a little bit more normal. So here is Brandon Smith. And it looks like there might be a pitching change. There is action in that Miners bullpen. And it looks like that pitcher is going to come in. Will the pitching change here in Kenai? Miners lead the Oilers 4-1 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. New pitcher on for the Oilers. It's Isaac Fleming, the right-hander out of East Central University. He will face Brandon Smith, Paul Penichone, Cam Newell. 3 runs already in. Miners lead 4-1. Pitch to Smith, lifted to the right, and foul out of play. Most recent, an RBI single for Nick Blazer that scored Matt Decker. Decker, originally ruled as a double, has been changed to an E7 on the left fielder Zarate. Pitch to Smith is low and in there. Briefly gets away from the catcher Thurman. No movement for Blazer at first. Fleming 6'1", 210 pounds. Looks into the catcher Thurman for his sign. He sets. And here it is. Line just foul of that first base bag. So 1-2 on Smith. 2 outs. And really this magic, as we like to call it, has come with these 2 outs. Decker had a 1-2 count with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. Here it is. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. First strikeout for Isaac Fleming, and that'll end the inning. It's 3 runs on 1 hit, 1 error, and 1 man left on. We are through 7.5. The Miners get 3. It's 4-1 on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Three runs for the Miners in the top of the 8th. They lead at 4-1 as we start the bottom of the 8th. Alex Rubanowitz, Miles Jones, and Ethan McGill against Tyler Stubblefield, who's back out there. The first pitch to Rubanowitz is in there for a called strike. Alex is 1 for 3. But Tyler Stubblefield still back out there.
Doing a great job.
A 1, little low, 1-1. We know Tyler can certainly throw for a while. On June 1st against Texas in the regionals, went 134 pitches, 9 innings, complete game. As a freshman, 1-1 is too far inside, 2-1.
And I'm checking his pitch count right now.
There's also action in the Miners bullpen. It might be Vince Arobio.
I would not be surprised.
Pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2-2 on Rubanowitz.
Stubblefield with 95 pitches, 60 strikes, and only 35 balls.
This has probably been his best performance, maybe. 2-2. Ground ball to the right side. Blazer has it. Throws to first. 1 away. Brings up Miles Jones. 1 for 3.
Now batting, number 2.
I think it will be Arobio. Right now it's a save situation.
It looks like Robio. Looks
Yeah,
like
I
his
agree.
pitching motion.
I agree. Center fielder Frost is shaded more toward right center. Big gap in left center. First pitch to Jones is up and very high, ball one. I think maybe even if things get out of hand for Stubblefield in the bottom half of the eighth, Arobio could come in. We've seen him often get 2 inning saves. Second pitch is too far inside on Jones, 2-0. Two out from Stubblefield. Here it is. Jones fouls it back to the backstop, 2-1. 1 out, bottom of the eighth. Miners lead the Oilers 4-1. Reminder, no post-game show, but still vote for your player of the game. And we'll just reveal that right when the game's over. 2-1. Low and in, 3-1.
Jones already with a stolen base this afternoon. Very quick around the bases. Not really a runner you want to have on with a situation like this. Stubblefield definitely doesn't want to walk him.
3-1 outside, ball 4. 1 out walk. Keeping a close eye on that Miners dugout.
Number 28, Ethan McGill.
Brings up Ethan McGill 0 for 3. So do vote for that player of the game. Tweet at us at ABL Miners, comment below, or send us an email, matsuminersbroadcast@gmail.com. Runner on first, lefty, quick throw over. See, it's so unexpected it even catches me. Stubblefield, here's his pitch to McGill in there, called strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Such a nice day, but the sun's so bright coming in the booth. 0-1 is fouled off to the left behind the Miners' third base dugout, out of play. 0-2 on McGill. Miners will depart Kenai after this game. Make the trip 4 hours north back to Palmer. Doubleheader with the Panthers tomorrow. 0-2. Foul in the left side, out of play, still 0-2. Runner on first is Jones. 9 stolen bases. Stole 1 in the first. Quick throw over the tag. Safe. That was close.
Yeah, Stubblefield put a little speed behind that one. But Jones is also very quick.
He's off. Pitch, swing, fouled off to the left, out of play. Jones will head back to first. I've enjoyed our time here in Kenai. Been a little short.
It's a very cool little city.
Much different from Palmer.
Yeah, very much different.
0-2, here's the pitch. Check swing, back to the mound. Stubblefield feels it, looks at second, throws to first, and gets the out there. 2 away. Brings up Jordan Sanford from East Tennessee State. 2 for 3.
Number 23, Jordan
Doubled and scored in the second.
Sanford.
Singled in the fourth. Miles Jones in scoring position at second base. Stubblefield sets. Looks at second. Delivers home. Pitches high, ball 1.
Sanford has scored the only run for the Oilers. Scored that back in the second inning.
Stubblefield looks into his catcher, Meyer, for the sign. He has it. He sets and he pitches. Fly ball to left. Johnny Loker went back. Now comes in racing, and Peninsula out there as well. And Johnny Loker takes care of it for out number 3. The Oilers leave a runner on It's no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left on. We're through 8. We head to the 9th on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Miners lead 4-1. Paul Panchone leads off the top of the 9th. Miners lead the Oilers 4-1. Isaac Fleming back out there. Here's the first pitch, in there called strike. Panchone 1 for 4, singled in the 7th. Fleming working quickly, 0-1. Line over the head of Miles Jones in the left center. That's down for a base hit. Panchone the wide turn at first, but stays there. His second hit.
Number 14, Cam.
Seems like the Miners starting to find the gaps.
And it kind of getting out of their funk here in the 8th inning and on. Now in the 9th, and Panchone with a leadoff single.
And here comes Cam Newell, hitless. Stands in on the left side. Left fielder Zarate has made 2 errors. Newell reached on one of them. That was in the 5th. So Zarate has committed errors number 2 and 3 for him this summer. Runner at first, it's Panchone. Here's the pitch to Newell. Little outside, ball 1. Newell started today's game with a 5-game hitting streak, which he's 6 for 17. Runner at first, here's the pitch. Grounder back to the pitcher. Fleming throws to second to Jones, on to first. Double play. 1-6-3. So Newell out number 2, Panchone out number 1, and here comes Johnny Loker.
That was a great play by Fleming to remember that Panchone was heading to second and get that double play here early, the top of the 9th, and really kind of contain the damage for the Oilers have another swing at it at the bottom of the 9th.
So here is Loker. First pitch to him, low and away, ball 1. John walked and scored in the 8th. Before that, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So official stat 0 for 3 right now. 1-0 pitch. High fly ball to deep left. Going back is Zarate at the track at the wall. Looks up, and it's off the wall. Loker heads into second. He's there with a 2-out double. Now we're starting to see the bats late in the game, and that's what they do. That's really just what the Miners do, especially this summer. They've come from behind. They've turned things around. But, of course, it's not of course, a streak would be over right now, but it's just good to see things right now a little bit more back to the way they were before that losing streak started.
Yeah, definitely. This is back to normal Miners baseball for this team. It's refreshing.
Here's Nick Senzel. Popped out to the second baseman in foul territory last time up. First pitch is a ball low from Fleming. Senzel hitless today. 0 for 3. He walked in the 6th inning. Was caught stealing. 1-0. Here's the pitch from Fleming. In there, a called strike fastball, 1-1. Reminder, no post-game show, but still send in those player of the game tweets, emails, comments, however you prefer. I think Tyler Stubblefield is certainly one to consider. Matt Decker as well. 1-1, low and in, ball 2, 2-1.
I also think Josh Meyer could be definite contender.
Meyer, Decker, Stubblefield. Loker on second. 2 away in the top of the 9th. Miners lead 4-1. Here's the pitch. Popped up and foul right behind us.
Oh, it hit something.
Uh-oh. If that foul ball did damage, if it was a car, and if that foul ball did damage to your car, visit our friends at the locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts, locations in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 2-2 on Senzel. Loker on second. He doubled with 2 outs. Panichone started things with a single. Newell grounded into a 1-6-3 double play. Here comes the 2-2. Fouled off to the right behind the Oilers clubhouse on the first base side.
Pitch was very high and inside. Senzel lucky he just fouled it off.
Miners back home tomorrow, a doubleheader with the Alaska Gold Panthers. Fleming sets 2-2. That's high. 3-2, a full count. Senzel also worked the count full in the first inning, but he struck out. That was against Dallas DeVries. Oilers fans want the strikeout. 3-2. Popped up foul behind us. Still 3-2. Oilers will have Zarate, Paschke, and Thurman in the bottom of the 9th, likely against the closer Vince Arobio. Here's the pitch. Senzel chases a pitch in the dirt and swings and misses for strike 3. And that'll end the top of the 9th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, and one man left on. We're through 8.5. Bottom of the 9th coming up. Miners lead 4-1. Drake Zarate to lead it off against the new pitcher for the Miners, the closer Vince Arobio. excellent performance for Tyler Stubblefield through 8 innings, which seems like he had everything going for him today. First pitch to Zarate is a call strike on the outside part of the plate. Arobio from Pacific, just finished his freshman year, 5'11", 170 pounds. 1-0 with a 1.22 ERA. Swinging a hard grounder to the first baseman. Decker will take it to the bag himself for out number 1. Vince Arobio, this is his 11th appearance, 4 saves, 14 2/3 innings. Last pitch July 2nd against the Pilots. Went an inning, no hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Picked up the win on July 1st. That was a 4-3 win against the Pilots. That was Terrence Connolly's walk-off double. Inning of scoreless, hitless baseball. Here's Paschke. First pitch is roped into left field. Loker going for it. It's down and it gets to the wall. Paschke rounds first and will jog into second with a 1-out double.
And at the last appearance by Arobio at the Pilots, he hit 97 miles an hour. His pitches were just outstanding.
Throws hard and very accurate.
97-mile-an-hour pitch.
6 walks and 14 2/3. Hasn't walked a guy since the 27th. Gave up 2 walks on June 9th against the Chinooks. Here's Nick Thurman, the catcher. 2 for 3 with a runner in scoring position. Paschke on second. Here's the pitch. High fly ball to left center. Cameron Frost dives, makes the catch.
Another diving catch for Cameron Frost this season.
Boy, he's got the speed to do it. And he just saved a run right there.
Now batting, number 11, Josh Rose.
That brings up Josh Rose with 2 away. Last shot for the Oilers. A win for the Miners, and they split this 2-game series. And the season series will be split at 2 games apiece. Arobio sets. Here's the first pitch. A little low ball 1. Rose 0 for 3. He struck out in the 7th. That was the go-ahead run at third base. It was a 1-1 tie at that point. 1-0 pitch. Low and in, 2-0. And then the next batter, Jake Sailing, ground into that 1-2-3 double play that got Stubblefield out of the inning. And a great defensive play by the lefty from Texas A&M. 2-0 on Rose. Arobio sets. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, 2-1. If the Miners would love a win. Get back in that win column and enjoy that 4-hour drive back north to Palmer. 2-1 to Rose. Swing and fouled off to the left, out of play, and it's 2-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. Arobio toes the rubber. Looks into the catcher Meyer for the sign. Runner on second. Paschke doubled. Arobio sets. Kicks. Fires. Upstairs. 3-2. Full count on Rose. Would love to know what Arobio is hitting on the radar gun. John Farindelli's in front of us with it, but can't really see the screen.
No.
Too bright, and we're a little too far away.
I can't even see the gun.
3-2. Fouled off to the right over by the first base coaching box. Still 3-2. You can't see the radar gun?
Well, I know they have it, but I don't. They're in front of it. Hendricks is blocking my view.
Arobio sets. 3-2. Grounder to the right side. Matt Decker has it, takes it to the bag himself, and the Miners win. A 4-1 victory for the Miners. They split this series against the Peninsula Oilers and go back to Palmer, getting at least 1 win on this 2-game trip.
And what a game. You know, Tyler Stubblefield had an outstanding 8 innings pitch for the Miners. And then the middle of the order for the Miners, Frost Meyer, Decker, all just had outstanding games when it came to the hitting side of things. So this is just an outstanding, evenly matched pitching and hitting for the Miners, and even saw some of that late rallying from the Miners that we saw early on in the season.
So as we've said, there is no post-game show tonight. We need to get back to Palmer, but the Miners do beat the Oilers 4-1, and it's that 3-run eighth inning that seemed to do it all. And our player of the game is Tyler Stubblefield. Just what a great performance by the left-hander out of Texas A&M. Just seemed to really have it all going for him tonight.
Definitely, and only 1 run scored by the Oilers. Gave up a few hits, but other than that, just outstanding. But only had 3 strikeouts and 1 walk, and that's just excellent pitching by the Stubblefield.
There are about 3 or 4 of the Miners players doing handstands, and they're kind of hanging there for a while.
Wow, that's impressive.
I want to find out who that is. All right, once again, the final score: the Miners beat the Oilers 4-1 and split the 2-game series against the Oilers. Emma's still
It's
laughing.
not a handstand. They put their pants on their heads and holding their shoes up, I think.
Are you sure?
I don't know. It's hard to tell. Anyway, sorry. Keep
All right.
wrapping up.
All right, well, the Miners beat the Oilers again 4-1 for Emma Tiedemann. I'm Austin Pollock. Once again, final score: Miners beat the Oilers 4-1. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Back in Palmer, good old Herman Brothers Field. Doubleheader against the Alaska Gold Panthers of Fairbanks. Once again, Miners beat the Oilers 4-1.